Hi, this is Sandra. For the next 30 minutes, you will learn about the work and achievements of the many programs within EBAC and hear directly from your colleagues about the work they have done to support children, youth, and families during this past unprecedented year. Let's start it with a little history lesson.
East Bay Activity Center, EBAC's first name, is unique in the West in that it is a day school and not a resident institution. The main purpose of the school is to keep kids with their parents and not force them to enter the youngsters into resident institutions. You'll notice the language that was normalized and acceptable in the 1950s and 60s is very different from today. EBAC has evolved and grown considerably since then. We will be celebrating our 70th anniversary next year. This is our mission today. EBAC improves the well-being of children, youth, and families by reducing the impact of trauma and social inequities. Our vision adorns the wall of the EBAC Hub in Oakland and is also found on our website for you to read, embrace, and embody. Hi, Josh. New posters of our mission and values have been sitting at the Hub since right before the March 2020 shelter-in-place order was announced. As we return to our workplaces, we will distribute these for posting at your various sites so you can reflect on these EBAC tenets as you work.
Before we share highlights of the past year, we want to ensure everyone knows the basic structure of our program departments. New from last year is EPIC, our reimagined program replacing TNS, or our Therapeutic Nursery School. Also, you will note that several programs within Family and Community Wellness are now under the Family Resource Center Service umbrella. That was done to generate efficiencies and to increase access to the services.
Hi, EBAC staff. Welcome back. I'm Meg Matar. I'm the Interim Senior Director of School-Based Behavioral Health. SBBH staff work with children and youth to support them in overcoming and coping with the emotional effects of traumatic or stressful events. Through art, play, and other therapeutic tools, EBAC's clinicians help children and youth develop ways to self-regulate their emotions and behaviors. Our staff deliver trauma-informed services in school sites, in the community, and via telehealth.
Here is a little bit about the work of our school-based behavioral health teams. They work in 43 schools in 8 districts, serve 850 students and families, and provided 20,079 hours of client service last year. Our Listen for Good surveys conducted in May showed clients are saying this about EBAC. They're good at helping people show emotions, reaching out and supporting children, helping children through hard times, and helping them cope and control emotional stress.
Hello, my name is Jessica Hernandez, and I'm a mental health clinician with the School-Based Behavioral Health Services program down in the South region. I got hired for EBAC in the middle of the pandemic, so all of my work and services have been fully impacted by the quarantine and shelter in place. One thing that I've really appreciated about this time is being able to work in the field and do community-based work with my clients and with my families. I'd say like half my caseload I see in the field, either in community-based spaces like parks or even in their homes. It's been cool being able to see the impact of that in-person work in the field despite shelter in place. One example of that is I have a client who is pretty withdrawn and isolated, and so I started doing in-person visits with them, and we would go on walks throughout their neighborhood and in the community and being able to see their mood brighten and their behaviors change just from being outside and going on a walk and talking to someone in person was really, really cool. I could tell that it was having a positive impact just being able to go outside and talk to someone in person. So yeah, I'm excited to go back to school in the fall and be back in our school sites. But this past year, community-based services has been really awesome too.
Hi, my name is Jessica Perez, pronouns she, her, hers. I am a bilingual mental health therapist through EBAC's school-based behavioral health program. And there are a couple ways I can think of in which I have impacted a client and or a family in a positive way during this pandemic. I think of a client who had a little bit of issues managing their anger and frustration. And through the pandemic, we were able to figure out ways to exert that anger and frustration in a positive way. For example, using therapeutic exercise and getting that body moving. Not only were we able to move the body, get that blood flowing, get out of the seat, get our bodies out of just staring at a screen all day, but also exert that anger and frustration in a positive manner. One family I can think of that I impacted positively as well is for a client who also had a little bit of a trouble managing their frustration and communicating in a positive way to siblings and their parents. And through the pandemic, we were able to really utilize family sessions to really build on those healthy communication skills. And having that one time a month session, not only were we able to really work together as a team, but it gave that family something to look forward to, something fun that the family could do together and not only help the client themselves, but they could spend time and work towards great communication skills together as well.
Hi, this is Melissa, Interim Senior Director of Intensive Behavioral Health. For some children and youth, the adversity they've experienced in their young lives has already had tremendous impact on their ability to function successfully in social and school settings. Intensive behavioral health programs offer holistic approaches for clients with intensive needs. Children and youth in these programs require specialized support to aid in their recovery as they develop the tools to self-regulate and be successful in school and society.
Here is a little bit about our intensive behavioral health services. We serve students on 2 Oakland campuses and 3 in Alameda. We provide counseling on the 3 Oakland Continuation High School campuses. We serve children 8 through 21 through our Youth Justice Program. And our EBAC program serves children aged 3.5 to 5. Last year, these intensive programs provided services to 300 students.
Hi, this is Harold Jefferson, mental health coach with East Bay Agency for Children Counseling and Enriched Program. As most of you know, it's been a very challenging year for our kids with distance learning, and I really had to tap in on my limited creativity to help out a little bit with that. I want to share one example with you all. Had one 6th grade boy who found it very difficult for him to get going and ready for school to learn in the mornings. One thing he and I both had in common was eating cereal and bicycles. So I decided one morning to greet him with a bowl of cereal and a bicycle helmet on my head for one of our one-to-one sessions. Well, he thought that was absolutely hilarious and very, very funny. Well, the very next morning, he greets me with a bowl of cereal and a bicycle helmet on his head. So, of course, we got a big laugh out of that. So from there, our relationship really grew just by doing that little funny gesture, if you will. But it really did help him out and get him going in the mornings and ready for school. So it was the bicycle helmet and cereal, using a little humor to get us started for the morning. So I want to share that with you guys. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Elena. I'm the occupational therapist at the EBAC program. The EBAC program is EBAC's new 10-week intensive behavioral health program for children ages 3.5 to 5 years old who have difficulty self-regulating their emotions and behaviors. Our team has been working really hard during the pandemic to support the community with the pilot run of our in-person program. Our in-person program has a transdisciplinary model including occupational therapy services, mental health therapeutic interventions within a social-emotional classroom context. As an occupational therapist, I focus on helping my clients do the things they want and need to do, those everyday activities. Those are things for kids that are usually things such as play, sleep and rest, education and learning, and activities of daily living or their self-care skills. Think of things like getting dressed, brushing our teeth. During our pilot program, I specifically supported our clients and families in reaching their mental health goals and navigating challenging behaviors using sensory processing supports, self-regulation tools, and helping them focus on skill-building social emotional skills and school readiness skills. We're really excited to see our EBAC program continue to grow and to continue to support our community.
Hi, my name is Jose Padilla, and I'm a case manager with EBAC's Youth Justice Program. Now, it goes without saying that this past year hasn't been easy on anybody, but that's particularly true for the families that we work with. So when lockdown was announced, we knew that we were going to have to come up with creative solutions to continue serving our families. One of the ways our team was able to do that was by working with local food banks, local food distributors, and OUSD to arrange food pickups and drop-offs for some of our families. That way we were able to serve not only their mental health, but their physical health as well in these trying times.
Hi, I am Kristen, Senior Director of Family and Community Wellness. A strong and stable family is critical to the long-term wellness of children. EBAC provides a variety of services that strengthen families and children, building resiliency to face future adversity and, where possible, prevent future harm. Our services are family-centered and address multiple needs such as access to basic needs, resources, and benefits, and child and family education and support, including grief and loss, early childhood, and after-school services. Our services are tailored to meet the participants' needs. Some may receive a one-time service, and others may participate in intensive groups, case management, or youth development.
Here is a little bit about our family and community wellness programs. We have 5 after-school programs with 5 family resource centers, which include services for grief and loss, our Frick Health and Wellness Center, early childhood programs, and our COVID outreach and education. Regarding these services, our clients say we're great at customer support, all kinds of social services. We actually help and listen, and we cross language barriers.
Naiwen Akmbite Norma Ramírez, asistente de maestra de organización Akbite EBAC. Hwe waq ashkobent xlul tamachna qima hawlbach haq shishewon weq neqeq comunidad mam que necesita ayuda tuyo tu aplicación de estampilla de comida o qaj medical shishewon weje don shin referir weq tu departamento en comichantet hashkosh تحصل حقوقيا بالشغل قهني فاميليا دويتشنينوت حشيشيقون قيق سأشقن بيار قيني تشليبر بشني تشبيديو حق سمانت دوميتشخا أورير خطوة قاشخوش شقون قي إدوكاسيون تيبا تحقوقيا بال تتنتو تق أخلان قيب توتس دوميت حقوقيا بالقيق خايلة توي واقع شكوبنت تشخون تتسجاي.
Soy Carolina y trabajo para East Bay Agency for Children y soy la coordinadora del programa Circle of Care, donde ofrecemos grupo de apoyos de pares para niños y sus familias que están en duelo por la pérdida de un ser querido. Durante este tiempo de pandemia, nuestro programa ha estado ofreciendo grupo de apoyo de pares virtuales, quincenales y llamadas de bienestar a nuestros participantes. Circle of Care ha apoyado familias con referencias a otros programas dentro de la agencia para apoyar sus necesidades familiares. Durante este tiempo, nuestro equipo ha facilitado varias capacitaciones comunitarias en inglés y en español para educar tanto a los proveedores como a las familias sobre el duelo y pérdida. Nuestro programa ofrece consultas a aquellos que puedan tener preguntas, necesitan recursos o simplemente quieren hablar sobre su dolor, pero no están listos para participar en nuestros grupos. Circle of Care ha organizado 2 caminatas virtuales llamadas Walk to Remember, que incluyen círculo de sanación y han estado abiertas a la comunidad. Lo bonito que nos ha dado esta pandemia es de poder apoyar a más familias ahora que el transporte no es una barrera. Nuestras familias han podido unirse desde cualquier lugar y han podido ser apoyadas y construir comunidad durante esos momentos difíciles. Gracias. Hi, I'm Carolina. I'm the Program Coordinator for Circle of Care, our program for East Bay Agency for Children, where we offer peer support groups for the whole family who is grieving the loss of a loved one. During this time of pandemic living, our program has been offering bi-weekly virtual peer support groups and wellness calls to our participating families. Circle of Care has supported families with linkage and referral to other EBAC programs to support their family needs. During this time, our team has facilitated various trainings to the community in both English and Spanish to educate both providers and families about grief and loss. Our program offers consultation to those who may have questions, need resources, or simply want to talk to someone about their grief but may not be ready for our groups. Circle of Care has hosted 2 virtual Walk to Remember events, which include healing circles and has been open to everyone. The beautiful thing that this pandemic has given us is the opportunity to support more families now that transportation is no longer a barrier. Families have been able to join from anywhere and have been able to be supported and build community during this difficult time. Thank you for listening.
My name is Rachel Overall. I'm an after-school program coordinator at EBAC, and I work at Achieve Academy. Typically, our program would serve around 100 students, providing them with both academic and enrichment supports from when the bell rings until 6 p.m. Due to the pandemic, last year we were not allowed to provide our services in person, so we had to adapt to providing our services virtually. Some examples of how our program was still able to positively impact children and families during the past year was by integrating our services during the school day schedule by having our staff facilitate PE classes for 2nd through 5th grade students. Our team also supported a 5th grade math class by jointly working with the classroom teacher. We adapted after-school team building practices into a virtual setting and helped increase student participation and engagement. Our team also made weekly outreach calls to program families sharing EBAC or school community resources. Through these calls, we were able to refer several families to other EBAC programs for resources such as food bank, COVID-19 kits, family resource center assistance for items like baby clothing and diapers, and even help with information for CalFresh and Medi-Cal. One way that our program helped children and families stay healthy and positive during the pandemic was by making a weekly YouTube playlist that was shared every week. Each instructor filmed a video of them doing a range of activities from art, cooking, mindfulness, gardening, health and exercise, science, history, and even storytelling. Students could watch our videos at their convenience, and we even had parents share how they watched and followed along with our videos. We also adapted our after-school program enrichment classes to virtual Zoom classes. We offered a virtual field trip class, a mindfulness class, a PE and play class, and even homework support, all through Zoom for all grade levels. Oftentimes, children would join and share with their instructors that their Zoom after-school class was the highlight of their day. Even though this was not the ideal way of delivering our services, I was proud of our team for adapting and continuing to find creative ways to meet the needs of our students.
Hi all, this is Meg Matar again, the Senior Director of EBAC's Education and Learning Department. The Education and Learning Department brings learning opportunities both to EBAC staff and community members working with Alameda County youth and families. Our department hosts trainings with national and local trainers to bring high quality learning experiences. EBAC internal trainers offer valuable training to schools and community partners as well, that is providing the community guidance in trauma-informed practice, social justice and healing, and grief and loss. The Practicum training program led by Alicia Montgomery provides graduate students with a powerful first learning opportunity in the field.
The Education and Learning Department at EBAC provided 1,832 hours of training. These trainings focused in the areas of social justice and healing, trauma awareness and resilience, and clinical trainings for our mental health providers.
Greetings. My name is Alicia Montgomery, licensed clinical social worker. I am the director of the Practicum program and lead trainer here at East Bay Agency for Children. During the pandemic, I've had the privilege of supporting the growth and development of two cohorts of interns. This year, we have successfully graduated 10 therapy-based interns and 12 case management interns. When we went into shelter in place, we had 25 interns that were in placement with us, and we successfully were able to help them to complete their hours during the first 6 months of the pandemic. I also have the privilege of being the lead trainer and delivered over 100 hours of social justice training to the community, along with clinical and mindfulness trainings to assist all service providers to create more authentic connections to children and families within our communities. I feel privileged to support individuals, supporting and addressing systemic oppression and increasing well-being.
A trauma-transformed system is one that builds awareness and knowledge of trauma to shape policies and practices aimed at reducing the re-traumatization of youth and families and the professionals who serve them. Trauma Transformed is the only regional clearing house in the Bay Area that promotes trauma-informed systems by providing trainings and policy guidance to systems of care professionals and organizations.
The Trauma Transformed staff provides consultation and technical assistance in too many projects to list all here. The highlights are projects with New York City Public Health, this ACEs Aware statewide projects as part of the Surgeon General's initiative, City of Oakland's Recast, developing Contra Costa's Equity and Racial Justice Committee, working with the Resident Warriors, part of Hope SF, and building communities of practice in San Bernardino, Monterey, and Sacramento as part of a statewide Blue Shield contract.
Hello, this is Tammy Jones, Chief Operating Officer at East Bay Agency for Children, or affectionately EBAC. I hope you are as excited as I am to have learned all about the amazing work going on in our programs. EBAC is supporting communities all over Alameda County because of the work you do. Now that we know a little more about the work and impact of our direct service colleagues, let's explore some of the work that happens behind the scenes in our administrative departments to support that work. The work that many of you are in our communities doing every day. Ready? Here we go.
And here's some highlights of the work the administrative teams did this past year. We managed contracts and funding to invest $16 million into our community, secured substantial funding for COVID relief and family support, systematized data collection and created our agency's first dashboard, distributed remote technology to support staff working remotely, distributed PPE to staff and to client families. We maintained all of our programs, no layoffs, and actually gave raises.
Hi, my name is Lorena. I'm a data analyst with the Continuous Quality Improvement Team here at EBAC. As a data analyst, my job is to help measure the amazing work our staff does. I find that many people aren't fully aware of the way data impacts work. At EBAC, we have a lot of data to manage across all departments. Using the data collected, we are able to showcase how our staff is committed to EBAC's vision of reducing barriers that contribute to disparities in socially and racially disadvantaged families. During the pandemic, I helped showcase the impact EBAC had on the community by quantifying the number of families that received help from our staff. Our staff helped families throughout the Bay Area overcome systemic barriers by helping them access internet, food, healthcare, and financial help during the COVID pandemic. I feel so lucky to work for such a great organization, and I'm looking forward to continue demonstrating the great impact EBAC has on the community.
Hi, my name is Debbie Christou. I am the Operations Manager for East Bay Agency for Children. And a few of the ways that I was able to support children and families with East Bay Agency for Children during the pandemic was by supporting staff. We ordered tons of PPE, and we were able to make sure everyone had a cell phone, a laptop, monitors, and all the technology so everyone could reach out and touch someone virtually. And
hi, my name is Vidi, and one way I supported this year family and children during the pandemic was by supporting the staff to distribute PPE supplies and office supplies to ensure that they were able to work remotely. We also did our first annual holiday toy drive, and me and the admin team distributed toys over to 100 families throughout the holidays.
I'm Julie West, Chief Development Officer for EBAC's Development Department. One way that I helped children and families struggling during this pandemic was to help our volunteer auxiliary plan and execute our first and hopefully last virtual gala. The auxiliary and I, with my development team, created a powerful online event that included California's Surgeon General, Nadine Burke-Harris, speaking about the importance of EBAC's work. While our wonderful EBAC donors were not able to be together in their normal party-like venue for the gala, they nonetheless opened their hearts and pocketbooks and contributed $275,000 to fund the amazing work of our program staff.
Great work, everyone. Despite the challenges of the past year, you have made huge impact on those that we serve.